Testing season is right around the corner, and this is when confidence really matters. When kids take time to review key concepts and strengthen their skills before assessments, it can make all the difference. IXL helps reinforce what they're learning right now, so they walk into every test feeling prepared, capable, and confident. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning, whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. Designed for students from pre-K through 12th grade, IXL delivers personalized, interactive practice that adapts to your child's level and pace. It's an easy, effective way to support learning as the school year heads into its final stretch. Studies show kids who use IXL score higher on tests, proven in all 50 states. IXL is used in 96 of the top 100 school districts in the U.S. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And listeners can get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when they sign up today at IXLlearning.com/audio. Visit IXLlearning.com/audio to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
Never choose a man over a good pair of shoes. This is The Red Shoes. It's funny because one would say the moral of the story is don't do that. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It could be read either way, I think.
Yeah.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
Welcome to Seen and Heard. This is the podcast all about the Sight and Sound greatest films of all time list. I'm Greg.
I'm Jackie.
We've really been continuing a streak here. I mean, this is like, because if you don't know, if you're new to the show, we ping pong on this list. So we go from the top, we go to the bottom, back and forth, working our way towards the middle. And you might be like, wait, why is this order so weird? And if you think that, it's because we're basically ping-ponging on the 2022 list, filling in the gaps from the 2012 list. So the 2012 list, we faithfully ping-ponged on.
Yeah.
Now we're ping-ponging on the 2022 list, but we're skipping the movies we've already covered for obvious reasons.
Uh-huh.
So it's this weird, fucked up version of ping-pong.
Yes.
More like tennis now. Because, like, you know, you can hit further in tennis.
Yeah.
Or pickleball. That's what people are playing these days. I don't know.
No, pickleball's worse.
Oh, is it worse?
Pickleball's the in-between of ping pong and tennis.
Ah, gotcha. You're a big pickleball player, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just kidding.
Just tennis. Speaking of tennis.
The
one movie I saw last week was Challengers. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, really?
It's the one movie I've seen since last time.
Oh, okay.
Minus the red shoes.
Minus the red shoes. You're right. I was just about to ask what you've been watching.
That was my segue.
Okay. Which you've seen before. You've seen Challengers.
Yeah, but I watched it with some friends. One of them hadn't seen it. Fun. Good time.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
A couple. I saw All the President's Men for the first time. The Alan Pakula movie. I hadn't seen it.
Oh my God. Jail.
Jail, straight to jail. I'm a big fan of his. I love his, I love Clute. I love The Parallax View. And this is the third in his Paranoia trilogy. But yeah, I mean, I love Robert Redford. I love Dustin Hoffman. I love Alan Pakula. I don't know why it took me so long to see this. I think it was one of those I knew that it was going to be great. And I just kind of was like, yeah, I'll get to that. And so
it's quite long too, isn't it?
It's like 220 or something like that. It's not too crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great.
It's great.
It's great.
I love the parking lot scene.
With Deep Throat.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. And beautifully shot by Gordon Willis, who shot The Godfather and stuff. And then I saw an early John Huston movie with Bette Davis called In This Our Life. Have you seen that?
No.
It was something. Lately, I've just been going through, I think especially a couple weeks ago since we finished our favorite films from 2025 episode, and I finally have the freedom to just watch whatever the fuck I want to watch. And I'm so anti-watching like new movies that I will go out of my way to watch something on Turner Classic. So yeah, just going through the Turner Classic list on HBO Max and just like, looks good. Haven't heard of this. Press play. And so that's what I've been doing. So yeah, In This Our Life, recommended. Bette Davis plays a very larger than life character. That's all I want to say. But great movie.
So you can just go on HBO Max and there's a whole Turner Classic movie section?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that how it works?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
One time I paid for cable. When I first moved to LA, I paid for cable because I got it bundled with my phone or something. And I paid for cable just to have Turner Classic Movies. But then it's like...
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it, no.
No.
And I wish that I think TCM has an app, but it's not what you think. I wish that they had an app where you could just
Its
like
own
pay for
streaming
the...
service,
Yeah,
you
because
mean?
I would do it, yeah.
Well, if it's under HBO Max, that's really great.
Yeah, you don't get everything in there. But
sure.
There's a healthy selection of movies.
That's good.
But I don't know if you find this when you're looking on streaming apps, because it's like they'll break them down by categories. Critically acclaimed dramas, like feel-good comedies, and the same movies keep popping up under each category. And you're just like, you've already shown me this movie. Like Charade has popped up 5 times already. Like
Charade.
So I have to just sort A to Z to just like, so I don't keep getting repeats.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
You know, to be honest, I don't browse that much. I
It
know what I
sucks.
want to watch, and I go and find it on whatever it's on. That's kind of what I do.
That's the way to do it.
Haven't been No, browsing's fun.
It sucks.
Why?
It takes so much time.
It does. It does. Because maybe that's why I don't do it, because I know I'll just be there forever and not end up watching anything.
Yeah.
Or I'll watch, I don't know, Mad Men, which I've been watching on HBO.
Oh, it is on HBO.
My God,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's also what I've been watching, actually, mostly.
I want to rewatch Mad Men.
I just watched the Palm Springs episode last night.
Oh, nice.
Which in and of itself is kind of like a movie. So I'm going to include that in what have you been watching.
There you go.
The scope, the production, like the production value. Yeah, it's an hour-long movie.
Yeah.
It's the best show.
It's the best
I
show.
really think it's the best show ever.
Yeah. I think that and Twin Peaks are the 2 best shows. You have to keep going with Twin Peaks.
So bored of Twin Peaks. That's also what I've been watching.
Just keep, Jackie, you have to finish these last few episodes of season 2. You have to. Anyway, should we just get into this week's film?
Yeah.
From 1948, this is Michael Powell and Emeric Pressburger's The Red Shoes.
The Red Shoes was released in 1948. It was directed by Michael Powell and Emeric Pressburger, written by Emeric Pressburger with additional dialogue by Keith Winter, an original story by Michael Powell. Cinematography by Jack Cardiff, music by Brian Easdale. Boris Lermontov is the stern and obsessive impresario of one of the most renowned ballet companies in the world, the Ballet Lermontov. After a performance of a new ballet, Heart of Fire, he attends a party at the home of a patroness, Lady Neston. She tries to arrange for her niece, Victoria Page, an aspiring dancer, to perform for Lermontov, but he refuses. He has a change of heart when he hears how passionate Vicky is for ballet, and he invites her to attend rehearsal. Julian Craster is a young composer whose professor composed the music for Heart of Fire. Upon attending, he realizes the professor stole his work. Craster writes Lermontov exposing the truth, and Lermontov hires him to be an assistant conductor to the company. After seeing her dance the lead in Swan Lake, Lermontov decides to hire Vicky full-time. While the company is on tour, its prima ballerina, Irina, announces that she's getting married and leaving the company. Lermontov is cold. He has no tolerance for artists who let their personal lives interfere with their work. Lermontov's next project is a ballet of the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale, The Red Shoes, which tells the story of a girl with magical red shoes that never let her stop dancing until she ultimately dies. He tasks Julian with writing the score and casts Vicky as the principal. It's a huge hit, launching both Vicky and Julian's careers. Meanwhile, the pair fall in love, much to the dismay of Lermontov. He tells Julian his and Vicky's work is getting sloppy, and an argument ensues leading to Julian's firing. He asks Vicky to go with him. She does, and the pair get married, stalling Vicky's ballet career. Lermontov rehires Irina, but can't forget Vicky. When she visits Monte Carlo with her aunt, Lermontov meets her at the station and asks her to dance The Red Shoes again. She agrees. Meanwhile, Julian's new opera is going to premiere the same night as Vicky's return to the ballet. Julian abandons his opening and shows up to Vicky's dressing room, begging her to do the same, to choose him once and for all. Lermontov implores her not to, and she decides she can't give it up. Vicky's devastated when Julian leaves. When she's being walked to stage in the red shoes, she suddenly rushes out and throws herself in front of a moving train. She dies, and Lermontov insists the show go on with a spotlight replacing Vicky's part in the red shoes. The film stars Anton Walbrook as Boris Lermontov, Moira Shear as Victoria Page, and Marius Goring as Julian Craster. The original script was written by Powell and producer Alexander Korda, who conceived of the idea, and it was meant to be a vehicle for Korda's wife, Meryl Oberon, but she was not a dancer, and Korda eventually abandoned the project, and the Archers bought the rights. Boris Lermontov is inspired by Sergei Diaghilev, the impresario of the Ballet Russe. Powell and Pressburger intentionally cast professional dancers who could act rather than actors trained to dance to achieve authenticity. Moira Shear was recommended by Robert Helpman, who plays Ivan in the film and who served as the choreographer for the Red Shoes Ballet. Moira Shear declined the offer because she thought it would be bad for her dancing career, and she thought the film was too unrealistic to how a real ballet company functions. But they couldn't let her go, and eventually she accepted with the blessing of her ballet teacher. Leonid Massin, who plays Grisha, and in the ballet The Shoemaker, choreographed his own parts. It was a challenge dancing for the screen because the ballerinas weren't used to stopping and starting, which is required in filmmaking. Apparently, they would dance for no more than 1 minute before being told to stop, and that was really hard for them. Other dancers were hired through the Royal Ballet. The score was composed based on 120 storyboards of the ballet sequence, which I guess is not normal when it comes to ballet and score. It's more like, I think the score comes first and then the ballet is choreographed to it. The Royal Philharmonic recorded the Red Shoes Ballet while their conductor, Sir Thomas Beecham, conducted it. So it wasn't Eastdale, even though he wrote it. And they made this big thing of like, oh, Sir Thomas Beecham is conducting the ballet part. Filming took place in Paris, London, Monte Carlo, and Côte d'Azur, plus studio work at Pinewood Studio in the UK. And the film went way over schedule and budget. The central ballet sequence itself took 6 weeks. The budget went over £500,000, but it became a major international success, grossing over $5 million. It ran in New York for over 100 weeks, and it was a big influence on Gene Kelly, who screened it repeatedly to push An American in Paris into production. The Hans Christian Andersen story that the ballet is based on was published in 1845, and it tells the story of an orphan who wears the red shoes inappropriately to church, and then she's cursed. But she does have a redemption at the end, like some angel from heaven comes down and forgives her, and she repents. The film was nominated for 5 Academy Awards. It was the first time a British composer won Best Score. It also won Art Direction. In 1978, Powell and Pressburger released a novelization of the movie, and the film underwent a restoration spearheaded by Martin Scorsese and Thelma Schoonmaker, who was Powell's widow. It started in 2006 at the UCLA Film and Television Archive and the U.S. Film Foundation. The restored version premiered at the 2009 Cannes Film Festival. Those are the specs.
Nice.
This is number 67 on the list.
67. And
Which
it was
really
not
interesting because it wasn't,
on the top 100 before this.
No, it wasn't.
I don't understand.
I know, I don't really either. When we did the 2012 list, there was
2.
Yeah, and it was
The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp.
Yes.
And A Matter of Life and Death.
And A Matter of Life and Death. And no red shoes. So now we have on the top 100 A Matter of Life and Death and the red shoes.
So Colonel Blimp got knocked off, which I remember we talked about on our
Colonel Blimp is now 196. Also 196 is I Know Where I'm Going.
Oh, okay. And no Black Narcissus, huh?
There is Black Narcissus, but it's not in the top 100.
Right.
It is 169.
Whoa, so they have like, what, 5 movies in the top 200?
They have a lot.
Yeah. I mean, deservedly so. I think if you...
They have Canterbury Tale, Black Narcissus, Life and Death of Colonel Blimp, The Red Shoes, A Matter of Life and Death. Did I already say that?
Oh, they have Canterbury Tale, too. So there's like 6.
Yeah.
If you've been listening to the show for a while, you will know that we are big fans of the Archers. And I think too, there's a stigma, not a stigma, but like, because we did Colonel Blimp very early on in the show. I want to say it was like, it was
like
within the
second or
no, it was like in the first
episode.
5 episodes or something like that. And then Matter of Life and Death came not that long after.
Mm-hmm.
And we just gushed over those movies. And
Yeah.
I mean, we are huge Powell and Pressburger fans. I even have a Powell and Pressburger bumper sticker on my car. But yeah, so the red shoes. I mean, this is like, I feel like we're being spoiled right now with the
We just have great
the
movie
list.
after great movie.
This is like
5 out of 5 movies back to back.
Ghibli classics, and then The Apartment.
No,
and then
seriously,
this.
yeah. Totoro is 10 out of 10. The Apartment is 10 out of 10. This is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
What was before Totoro?
News from Home. News from Home, which is
I'd say an 8.
not a 10. Yeah, I'd say an 8 too. And then before that was
Just because of
Spirited
the
Away.
scope. Like, let's just talk about big picture here.
Yeah.
Spirited Away, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
But anyone looking at like our podcast feed would be like, whoa, they're just doing like
Great
the
movies.
most famous movies ever made.
That's true.
But I mean, come on. I feel spoiled.
Yeah, this movie's, it's a treat.
Well, before we get into initial thoughts, even though we may have shown our hand a little early, just this quick word from our sponsors.
Testing season is right around the corner, and this is when confidence really matters. When kids take time to review key concepts and strengthen their skills before assessments, it can make all the difference. IXL helps reinforce what they're learning right now, so they walk into every test feeling prepared, capable, and confident. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning. Whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. Designed for students from pre-K through 12th grade, IXL delivers personalized, interactive practice that adapts to your child's level and pace. It's an easy, effective way to support learning as the school year heads into its final stretch. Studies show kids who use IXL score higher on tests, proven in all 50 states. IXL is used in 96 of the top 100 school districts in the U.S. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And listeners can get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when they sign up today at IXLlearning.com/audio. Visit IXLlearning.com/audio to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
Jackie,
Yeah.
initial thoughts on this mediocre film,
God.
on this piece of Michael Bay entertainment, Jerry Bruckheimer slop.
Oh, well, the first time I saw this was not that long ago. Maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe I've seen it once more after that. So this was like maybe my third time. I mean,
Wait, do you
what
remember
is
what
there
your
to
first Powell and
say?
Pressburger was?
It might have been this or Black Narcissus.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't when we
Wasn't
did
that
Colonel
too-
Blimp. Like that wasn't your first?
Maybe. I don't remember. And I don't think I was logging things on Letterboxd back then, so I can't really say. It might have been. What is there to say? What do you want me to talk about? Yeah, I mean, I love movies about artists and their lives and how they intersect, and the endless dilemma of should I be an artist or should I have a life, and you know, why do people have to choose? So yeah, this movie's perfect. It's so important that it was made in a time where I feel like women did have to choose. So that's kind of like really central to the movie to me. Like, it just makes it more of a masterpiece. And not that we've completely overcome this. Like, people still have this dilemma. Women to this day still feel this way. I feel like you go to any, you know, panel or anything about female filmmakers, and the first question, well, it's changing now, but it is usually something like, how do you balance your family and your career? So I don't know. This is, you know, this movie reminds me a lot of Phantom of the Opera, but in a very different way. It's kind of the anti-Phantom of the Opera. In fact, it's more bold than Phantom of the Opera, because in Phantom, she chooses, you know, the boring guy.
Yeah.
And in this,
Raoul.
it's like, no, I'm gonna I'm gonna do this thing, but also it's gonna kill me. So that I'm interested in talking about. I'm excited to talk about what we think the movie is saying, if it's kind of giving this, if we believe the movie's trying to teach a lesson, or if not. So I'm excited about that. If it's a cautionary tale or not. And the writing is so good. Like, the writing is incredible. There's some lines that Lermontov says, and I'm just like, ugh, it's so good. All the dancers are giving their all. Anton Walbrook, if you listen to our Life and Death of Colonel Blimp, that's when I fell in love with him.
I thought you were going to say Anton Walbrook, if you're listening right now.
Oh, from Beyond the Grave.
Yeah, died like 60 years ago.
I love him so much. I love him. He should be a household name. And when it starts and it's just this fairy tale, like, opening with the candle and the book and the matte paintings that are like scene designs for the ballet itself, and that's for the credits, like, it's just all just a perfectly crafted movie, and it uses the tools that are unique to cinema to tell this story of ballet. And what else could you ask for? That's it. Those are my initial thoughts.
Yeah. Well, just to echo what you said, I mean, I feel the same way as you. I think it's a masterpiece. Of course, it's a masterpiece. I think it's not only one of the most beautiful looking movies ever made, if not the single most beautiful. I'm struggling to think of a movie that uses color better than The Red Shoes, and I'm really, really having a hard time.
Yeah.
I think this is the best use of Technicolor that's ever been put to film.
Yeah.
And even like Barry Lyndon. Barry Lyndon's a beautiful looking movie. It's not even really comparable. That's supposed to look like Renaissance era paintings, but I still would say that The Red Shoes is a more beautiful movie. I mean, it bridges that perfect gap between a lot of like on location stuff and photography and like these places like London and Paris, Monte Carlo, but then lots of artificial sort of Hollywood looking sets. And it's this balance of real life and artificial, which I think reinforced the movie's themes. But yeah, I mean, that's either living a life in the arts or pursuing a life in the arts, like, who hasn't wrestled with the themes of this movie? Yeah. And I think the way that this movie presents it is so straightforward and clean and well stated and just beautiful. I mean, it's fucking great. I mean, this is why we go to the movies. 100%. When you see a movie like The Red Shoes, your love of cinema is just reaffirmed like tenfold, because this is the gold standard. This is the high watermark. It's every frame in this, and I know people say this about a lot of movies, but every frame in this movie you can pause and get printed and hang on a gigantic wall because it looks impeccable. It is impeccably lit by Jack Cardiff, who is one of the legendary DPs of all time. But yeah, it's a perfect film from top to bottom. And what's so cool about it, a lot of films kind of lead to, like, the ballet sequence in this in a lot of movies would be the end of the movie. Yeah. And here it's in the middle.
So I want to talk about that. But I kind of want to wait until we talk about the sequence itself. Yeah. But maybe I should just ask you, do you think it's bad that the movie peaks at the midpoint?
No, because I don't think it peaks. I think it's it kind of perfectly splits the action in half, where it's like you have the first half of the movie pre the premiere of The Red Shoes, and then you have post Red Shoes. And I love, it's almost like, I don't even want to compare. It's like The Brutalist. You know how like the first half felt one way, the second half feels a totally different way. I think the first half of this movie feels very optimistic, and it's in love with the creative life and the creative pursuit of perfection. And Lermontov is such a perfectionist, and so it's magical. And then in the second half, everything starts to kind of come loose after the production. So I like it in the middle. Do you feel differently?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I've been thinking about this since I watched it. I do think it's the peak of the movie, though. I think hands down it's probably the high point. I don't not like the second half at all. And I don't think it's very detrimental. Like, you're not bored in the second half. But it is an interesting choice for sure. So it's interesting that you mentioned that first, because I was going to bring that up.
Well, and I'd forgotten. I think it has been a number of years since I've seen this. And in my head, The Red Shoes happen at the end of the movie.
Or like towards the end. It's like that happens, and then they decide they want to run away, and then the climax happens.
Yeah, but it happens just a little over an hour in.
It's smack dab in the middle. Yeah. But let's talk about the beginning, the opening, which is Heart of Fire. And I love the way this is structured. Like, I love how it starts and it's all three of them at this opening night. And you don't really know why you're with these people, especially the students that like rush in. And Julian
Craster.
Yeah. Julian is not really given like a special character hero moment. And you're also like, who's this 40-year-old that people keep saying is so young? Young man, young composer.
Yeah.
But I really love because you get a little bit of ballet and you get Boris being very elusive behind that curtain with his pen and paper.
His introduction where you just see his hands
Vicky
first.
is like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And it's just such a great setup. Like, it is a great way to start the film.
Yes.
So I think that's underrated, is honestly the Heart of Fire part.
Yes. I agree with you. And I think we're going to say this so many times throughout this episode, but it's illustrative of how masterful the Archers were at just visual storytelling and the cinematic medium.
Don't get me started.
Of like, yeah, the way that the students charge through that door and run up those stairs
it's so good.
And grab their seats, like the immediacy, it already gives this production so much weight of like, oh, they're going to see something very anticipated.
Yeah.
And it immediately gives you that power play of Maurice Shearer looking over at Anton Walbrook and then he's hidden behind that curtain and like, it's all set up. And Julian Craster being the sort of like kind of annoying, pretentious, like wunderkind student who's like,
he's like, I came here to listen, not look.
And then
then why'd you run to the first row, dude?
And then
Maybe
you have
leave
the
that to someone who wants to look.
No, exactly. And then the other couple who are there just for the dance and not there for the music.
Yes.
And you have that annoyance.
You don't really know who we're supposed to be following with all those young people.
Yeah.
It's really great. And it's really interesting because it does that thing of, there's like a super that goes 45 minutes later.
Yeah.
Which is so, you don't see that in old movies.
Yeah, it scrolls.
Scrolls like it's being projected. It's really, but nothing changes. There's no cut. It's the same scene. It just says 45 minutes later.
Yeah.
Which is so weird. I've never seen that.
I think they're so ahead of their time.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that in our other episodes for their films we've done. But they're so ahead of their time. Like if you think in Colonel Blimp, there's that great passing of time sequence where it shows
all on his walls,
all the game he's hunted and like them being put on the walls. And it's like, this is a similar thing of a really innovative way of just being like, okay, we're going to pass the time now. Like,
it's so good.
Yeah.
Well, there's more fun stuff. There's more innovative, like visual storytelling stuff. Like so many close-ups of notes, like dear gents, come in at this time, when he's trying to like get the orchestra to come early. There's that, or like when
like telegraphs.
Lermontov, he's going down his checklist. Yes, no. Oh, who? They want her to dance in Swan Lake at the Mercury? Okay, yeah, fine. Let her do it. But we're just on the note. It's so good.
So many handbills of like her performance or like the company's performances.
Zooms in on Philharmonic Orchestra and then it's a speaker.
Yes.
Immediately after. And it's people playing records instead of a live orchestra, which is so good. The opening night, the program, I love how it's just their photos and their names, no explanation of who's who. Like a real playbill would say, like, this is the dancer, this is the composer. It's just their names and their pictures. And the whole car ride in Monte Carlo, like, that's just candy. Like, they just give us, like, one moment of, like...
Wait, the car ride.
She's taking a car to that villa wherever they're meeting.
God. And she goes up the steps.
What?
I know. I don't know how they made their movies look so beautiful. And it's like the warmth, because in that scene, the way she runs up the steps and she gets there, and it's kind of like sunset almost. It's almost like magic hour. And it just, there's stuff, the light in their movies always has a warm, diffused glow to it.
Yes. It's just at another level. And the train, I love, like you mentioned, there's a bunch of stuff on location like that. And then there's these really artificial moments. And one of the moments I really love is when they've both just gotten their jobs.
The balcony.
They're on the balcony.
Yeah.
The train is going through, train in quotes, and it's all this steam coming up, which is so artificial, but it works so well.
It does.
It's so good.
It does.
And then there's the Mercury Theater when she's dancing Swan Lake. There's that wonderful spinning shot, which is recreated in Black Swan like to the T, actually, where she like sees her mom in the crowd, and this one she sees Boris.
You mean Aronofsky ripped off another movie? I don't understand.
And I love when they're changing the records, when it's like time to change the record and they're all in a sequence and they're changed. Oh, yeah. I love that moment too. But let's talk about Anton Walbrook. Yeah, so go listen to our episode of Life and Death of Colonel Blimp to hear how much we both love this man.
I think you like professed your undying love for him in that episode.
Attractive brute is right. Someone calls him that in this movie.
Brute?
That's what she says. I think it's Lady Nestor or whatever.
Yeah, when he says that he doesn't want to see her dance because this is like his church is dancing and it can't be performed in a house. Amazing. He's so perfect in this. Like, I can't imagine that he is not a ballet director. Like, watching him in this, it's like, no, that is fully a ballet director. Yeah.
Like, there's no question. And the character, I feel like, is this blueprint of this, perfectionist, obsessive director. He was giving, honestly, it's so funny, but he's giving Meryl in Devil Wears Prada. Like,
I thought you were going to say Captain Von Trapp.
That too.
I could see Christopher Plummer looking at this and getting some.
Probably. They're both Austrian. No. Well, Captain Von Trapp is Austrian. But yeah. And yeah, I love when he says that you don't want to see one's religion practiced in a place like this. Like, his just lines are so great and quick and
every frame with him, with the whole movie, but it's so beautifully lit that it immediately lends this timeless elegance in a way that so many movies try to do or like get a fraction of, but it's rare that a movie looks this beautiful. And even just a shot of Anton Walbrook looking off camera looks stunning.
Yeah. What about his sunglasses and that little walk he does on the platform? Like, he's just serving. And then he just goes, adieu. Like, he doesn't.
Oh, no, I know. His casting is perfect here. Because, I think he's the best actor in the movie because, like you said, a lot of the actors are actual dancers or whatever. And they're great. Like, Maura Scheer is great.
Yeah.
But Anton Walbrook kind of holds this movie together.
Absolutely. He's the main character. And I think I forgot that. Like, I always kind of remembered Vicky being the main character, but she's really not.
Yeah.
It is him.
Yeah, it is
and
him.
I love his mannerisms. Like, he's doing that thing with the sugar in his coffee, his sunglasses, his scarves. Also, I feel like the movie is pretty open about him being gay, right?
Yeah.
He has that line because they're like, oh, are you jealous? And he goes, I know nothing of her charms and I care less. Because they say, like, I don't blame you. She's a charming girl. He goes, I know nothing of her charms and I care less.
Is that your main, do you think, is there more evidence?
He's also just his manners. I mean, he was gay in real life.
Right. But leaving that out of it, I almost think that, yeah, he thinks that you should be dedicated to your art form and not let your personal life get in the way. But I also think he's kind of in love with her.
Do you? I don't see that.
And that he would never make a move on her, but just like sort of possessing her as this like dancer is like his way of being with her. So maybe he's not romantically interested in her, but she is his. Like in his mind, he's like, she's mine. And that's why when someone else tries to, like when Craster, when they get married or whatever, and he's just like, nope, like not having it for a second.
I know.
So I don't know. He could be gay. I don't know.
But he's also the red shoes.
Yes, he is.
And I love when he's wearing his like red velvet robe when he smashes the mirror. And I'm like, I get it.
Robe.
You're the red shoes.
Are you kidding me? That robe.
That's what I'm saying. He's pretty flamboyant.
He's just a man of like high society, like, and effortlessly so. And he surrounds himself with beautiful things, beautiful clothes. Every shot. I was watching this with Molly, and she was like, even the flowers in the background are like beautiful in like his apartment. And it's like he's just a man of taste.
He really is.
And I don't know. You could read it gay, but
if I was Vicky, I'd be madly in love with him.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy that she's not.
Yeah, maybe she.
Especially considering Julian Craster's a 36 or 37 looking 20-year-old. How old is he supposed to be? Yeah. But you know what else I like about Lermontov is that even though he's this kind of larger than life, very perfectionist, whatever, he still feels pretty real. Like, he's sympathetic when he needs to be. Like the opening night, when she's kind of freaking out, he's like, look at me. He's like, I'm not nervous. And that should tell you everything you need to know. Like, he knows when to be stern. He knows when to be nice. And he gives them both what they want pretty easily, if you think about it. Mm-hmm. All it takes is hearing her respond to his question of like, why do you want to dance? And all he cares about is passion to give you that chance. Like, passion is what opens doors for him in his eyes. Mm-hmm. And then you have to prove yourself. So he's not this like terribly hard to get to person.
Yeah. But he also wants to make you jump through the hoops.
Exactly.
In the way that when he hires the both of them, mm-hmm. and then the first time she tries to go up to him and he ignores her.
That's one of my favorite moments.
And what's his name even tries to introduce her like, oh, this is so-and-so.
How do you do?
And yeah.
But he knows her. He fully knows her.
Yeah.
I love that moment because he's still cold, even though he told them both to come to rehearsal.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's making them go through the hoops. Yeah, and he's having lunch with one of her friends and he acts like he doesn't know her. And it's like, wow.
I know. Well, and he's kind of doing it with a smirk, right? I mean, that's like the whole thing. And the way, too, that Julian that one time loses his patience and he's yelling at Vicky of just like, you need to follow my beat. Like, I'm not a circus conductor.
He's
or whatever.
happy.
And it shows Lermontov like smiling. And
because he wants people to be fired up and like, it's great. He's a great character. I love him a lot.
He's so good. It's funny to note, too, that Anton Walbrook was born in the 1800s. He's in his 50s here.
He served in World War I.
That's crazy. He looks so good.
He looks better than Julian Craster.
Oh, of course. But the thing is that I assumed in this movie for a long time that he kind of was aged up a little bit because of Colonel Blimp. Like the characters.
They actually do that.
Because the aging makeup in Colonel Blimp is so convincing, I thought that they kind of aged him up, but no, he was in his 50s here.
Yeah, he's amazing.
That's like because, the whole thing, the joke is like people back in the day aged horribly and now everyone ages so well. It's almost like there's something about the Powell and Pressburger movies that feels so modern. And that's just another thing of like Anton Walbrook looks incredible.
But Julian Craster doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't look haggard, but he just doesn't look like a 20-year-old. Yeah.
So yeah, I just love
But also, Lermontov is a man of not
he
leisure.
Has a skincare routine.
Yeah, exactly, skincare. Whereas Julian is like sleeping on people's couches and in hallways because like it's he's a student. He's just starting out.
And I love. It's really sad that they don't invite him out to whose birthday was it? Grisha's, I think.
Yeah.
They don't invite him. But then when he shows up, they're also nice and he's not mad that he wasn't invited. Like, it's just, that's what I mean, where it's like he feels real. It's not him coming and like slamming his cane and being like, everyone to bed immediately.
Yeah.
That's what I love about his character so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's nuanced. He really does feel like a real person.
He really does.
And he could have very easily fallen in as a cliche.
Yeah, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
That's what I love about him.
Yeah. He's almost like you get shades too of Reynolds Woodcock with him, where he's so sort of like fastidious and like things need to be a certain way and my way is the end of the, but like he doesn't.
But they're similar though, him and Reynolds, because Reynolds is the same. Reynolds would react the same way if there was like a party he wasn't invited to and he comes. It would be like that.
Yeah.
Because they're, well-written characters.
Yeah.
Played by master actors.
Nuanced performances.
Yeah.
Testing season is right around the corner, and this is when confidence really matters. When kids take time to review key concepts and strengthen their skills before assessments, it can make all the difference. IXL helps reinforce what they're learning right now, so they walk into every test feeling prepared, capable, and confident. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning. Whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. Designed for students from pre-K through 12th grade, IXL delivers personalized, interactive practice that adapts to your child's level and pace. It's an easy, effective way to support learning as the school year heads into its final stretch. Studies show kids who use IXL score higher on tests, proven in all 50 states. IXL is used in 96 of the top 100 school districts in the U.S. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And listeners can get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when they sign up today at IXLlearning.com/audio. Visit IXLlearning.com/audio to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
Do we think this is a cautionary tale?
I don't think it is. I
almost think it's more fairy tale.
I think it's almost an objective sort of like...
But fairy tales are cautionary tales, so...
They kind of are. I mean, it has that Hans Christian Andersen thing, but like... And it kind of is a fairy tale because the movie's not subtle.
No.
It is nuanced, like we were just talking about.
Characters are.
But it is a melodrama. Mm-hmm. It is very much like she wants to run off with this guy and he's jealous and he says no and you need to be dedicated to your craft. And then she throws herself off this balcony into this train. Like, it is a melodrama.
Absolutely.
It's not supposed to be realistic, but it is saying very prescient things about the artistic life that I don't necessarily think, because look at Powell and Pressburger themselves. I mean, they're filmmakers who dedicated their lives to this, and Maura Scheer, someone who dedicated her life to the ballet. And so it's like, I don't think it's this like anti-art life movie, but I think it is kind of like, there is this trade-off. I mean, it's true.
It's a dilemma.
There's a dilemma, and I think I've felt this so heavily. Because it's like you grow up knowing you want something or you want this artistic life. And then time passes and then you realize how much the sort of standard life experience matters to you and a family matters to you and all that stuff. And then it kind of does make you question the artistic pursuit, especially like you and I who are in these like the film industry, which is so all consuming, like this, like opera or like ballet, sorry. But yeah, I mean, this is something I wrestle with all the time. And I think just because we're speaking film right now, there's so many filmmakers who seemingly can do the balance where like they have families and then they make a movie every couple years. But then there are people who are just workhorses, and you hear interviews with their kids when they're grown up and they're like, yeah, like dad wasn't around. Even when we did Nashville and we had Robert Altman's son on, very much his sentiments were like, yeah, dad wasn't really around. And so he would like invite me to certain film sets to work on them because that's when I could spend time with him. So pursuing the arts is to an extent giving up
a normal life.
Yeah.
It can be. I feel like especially back then it meant that more. I think now we live in an age where Zoom is a thing, and I feel it is a little easier maybe today to balance a little bit, depending on where you live, depending on how big your family is. I feel like it can be a little easier. Also, there's just no work right now. Yes. So in terms of filmmakers, yeah, we're all home. But if it's not a cautionary tale, I think it is just kind of this very artistic, expressionistic representation of the turmoil that many people in this dilemma can face when given the absolute choice of like, it's me or this, and how do you choose that? And you shouldn't ask someone to choose that is basically the thing. They're both wrong. Like Lermontov and Julian Krasser, I think, are both kind of guilty.
Yeah, I think so too.
Although Lermontov did let her come back even though she was married. He was very strict at the start, and he said, okay, like, you guys are leaving if you're doing this. But then he came back to her and said, he even called Irina back even though she was married. So he's kind of the hero.
The fact that he comes back to her is the thing that leads me to believe that he was jealous before of Julian.
Romantically.
I think so. Or
I don't get that.
Or if not romantic, then in a possessive way or something.
I don't think he's interested in her romantically. I don't know. What do you think, listeners?
I think, yeah. I think he's kind of almost like...
he might be asexual. He might be asexual, to be honest.
Where like he desires her, but he doesn't want to do anything with her physically. Yeah.
But his style is so great that I'm like,
Actually, there's kind of a lot of Phantom Thread in this there's a lot of this in Phantom Thread because the dancer before Maura Scheer is like, you know, she goes on to he kind of gets bored with her.
Exactly.
And she gets married and he is like, okay, see you later. Yeah. So, No, it's interesting. I think too, the fact that in this film, the ballet company is portrayed as like cream of the crop. Like this is the ballet company. Lermontov is the guy. So it very much becomes about the pursuit of greatness, like true greatness, pushing yourself over the limit. It's not just like she wants to be a dancer or she wants to be famous. She wants to be the greatest dancer ever.
I mean, it's all in that first conversation they have when he's like, why do you want to dance? And she's like, why do you want to live?
Yeah.
Oh, that line, that just lives rent-free in my head. All like, I think about that all the time.
Yeah. Anyone who's passionate about anything, how can you not relate to that?
It is so good. He has that great line. Lermontov has that great line where it's like the illusion of effortlessness can only be achieved through agony of like the mind and the body. And I'm like,
it's
oh
true.
My God, like what?
Yes.
He has such great lines. That's just a few of them.
I know. It's written so well.
The dialogue is really, really incredible.
Yeah.
I also love when Craster comes to him and is like, my professor stole whatever. Lermontov has another great line where he's like, remember, it's more disheartening to have to steal than to be stolen from. And I'm like, genius.
Nuggets of wisdom.
Love him. Also, what happened to that professor?
We just don't see him again.
It's kind of strange though. Like they go on performing Heart of Fire, fully knowing that like it was plagiarized.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I like too when we see that first performance. It's like we never see it like really theatrically. Like the snippets you do see of the performance are kind of like from the view of like one of those balcony seats or something, or one of the boxes. Like it's not shot cinematically like the Red Shoes. Yeah. So it just differentiates it.
And he even says something like, I think in the train when he tells her, he says, would he give it up if you asked him? And she goes, I wouldn't ask him. And that is like that is what I think people should take away is like, if you are both willing, if you're both wanting that for the other person, you wouldn't ask them to choose. Like, I don't know. It's easier said than done. I know it's easier said than done, but like, I think that if people love each other and are dedicated to the other person's dreams, they can figure out a way to make it happen. Not leave your opening night, come there and ask her to do the same. Like that is messed up what he does.
Yeah, no, I think between the two men in this movie that Julian Craster is the little bitch.
He's the villain.
Yeah.
He's absolutely the villain.
Yeah. Which is funny because for a long time in the movie, Lermontov is the villain because he fires his two strongest people in his company. Love just like be out of jealousy and out of stubbornness of like, oh, you're really going to go through with this? Then see you later, you know? And everyone around him after they leave are like, are you sure you don't want to like have them back? Like they were really good.
They were really good.
So for a while he's the villain. And then at the end, you know, it's Julian.
It's absolutely Julian, I think.
But no, I mean, I think it's, oh God, I had forgotten about this ending because I hadn't seen this in quite a while. I'd forgotten about that ending.
Really?
Yeah.
I think about that ending all the time.
Oh my God. My God. I mean, the movie has to go there, right? Because I think it's like, again, the first half, the drama is just mounting the Red Shoes. The second half, the drama is the fallout and the pursuit of a life in the arts versus a normal life or whatever. And that's very much like the drama that fuels the second half. But the fact that the second half does get so big in that way and that she does fling herself from like this balcony into the train is so much. And I think it also echoes that scene, right? Of like, earlier you were talking about the scene with Julian and Vicky and it's clearly a set and like the train goes by and you see the steam.
Oh yeah.
That's like clearly a set. That
comes back. Yeah.
But now it's shot in a real location and it's a real train.
Yeah.
And it just is this weird balance.
Oh, it's so good. Plus also just the fact that the plot of the movie reflects the plot of the ballet that they're staging.
Yeah.
I mean, that always happens, right?
Yeah.
In any movie where they're reading a book, it's going to reflect whatever the book is about.
Yeah.
So I love that. And I love it. It's a very good use of it because it turns the whole thing into something deeper. Like it's so much deeper than, you know.
Yeah.
But then again, his concept for it is deep because in his concept, it's like a girl who wants to go to a ball and wear these shoes and then she's cursed, which is not what the actual fairy tale's about.
Right. It's
so
crazy.
he conceives it like that because that's obviously what's on his mind.
Yeah. Crazy to know, too, that the Anderson story does not end on as bleak of a note.
It doesn't.
Because usually fairy tales are the bleakest endings.
She gets a redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Testing season is right around the corner, and this is when confidence really matters. When kids take time to review key concepts and strengthen their skills before assessments, it can make all the difference. IXL helps reinforce what they're learning right now, so they walk into every test feeling prepared, capable, and confident. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning. Whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. Designed for students from pre-K through 12th grade, IXL delivers personalized, interactive practice that adapts to your child's level and pace. It's an easy, effective way to support learning as the school year heads into its final stretch. Studies show kids who use IXL score higher on tests, proven in all 50 states. IXL is used in 96 of the top 100 school districts in the U.S. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And listeners can get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when they sign up today at IXLlearning.com/audio. Visit IXLlearning.com/audio to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
The time has come, I think, to talk about
the ballet sequence.
Yes.
I mean, it's funny because a lot of, whenever you see clips of this movie, it's usually almost always just the ballet sequence, which is 15, 20 minutes, maybe 20 minutes at most. 15
to 17, depending on where you count it starting.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I think before I saw this movie, I thought it was going to be the whole movie. And then later, Powell and Pressburger made Tales of Hoffman, which is
the whole thing. Is
So if you love the ballet sequence in this and need more and you haven't seen Tales from Hoffman, you're welcome. But and that one's an opera. It's not a ballet. But yeah, it is very much this like theatrical stage production, but it's done the whole movie. And yeah, it's great. But The Red Shoes, I think, has something more. I like Tales from Hoffman. I like looking at it. But The Red Shoes, I think, just has more on its mind. And I think this balance of like the actual production with the drama surrounding the production, I think it just makes it like a richer movie.
Of course. I love Boris says something early when they're saying like, do you think it's going to work or whatever? And he says, even the best magician in the world cannot produce a rabbit out of a hat if there is not already a rabbit in it, which is so good.
Yeah.
Because that's his whole thing is like he trusted in both of them so much and knew that they could do it. And he knows that it's going to work.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love it. And I love, even before it actually starts, the chaos backstage is so good. Oh my God, this door won't open and she's freaking out and it's really good.
Yeah.
I love it.
And seeing like the backs of sets, it almost looks a little janky. And then you see the set from like the front and you're like, these grandiose, beautiful sets.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's what makes I think that's what makes it so memorable is that it does things that only film can do. And I think that's why this movie is so legendary, is that it's not just filmed ballet or filmed theater, which a lot of people do when they're going to make like a ballet movie or an opera movie. But it's very fantasy. Much like, I'm going to make this a fantasy, even though the whole movie has been steeped in reality. This is going to be a fantasy and it's going to use film techniques to achieve this.
Yeah.
And it's like,
there's like double and triple exposures. There's matte
backgrounds
paintings.
are changing. Dancers are appearing out of nowhere. I mean, the first time it happens is when she sees herself in that window.
Yes.
And you're like, oh my God, wait, how?
There's a double of her dancing in the window.
Yes. And then when the shoes are just sitting up and she jumps into them and they lace up and it's, ugh.
And then she sees Lermontov and then she sees Julian.
Ugh, yes.
As she's pirouetting, right?
Yeah. And one of my favorite moments is when Julian rises from the conductor stand and walks, but the second he steps into the spotlight, he's already the dancer.
Yes.
He's Ivan or whoever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that is incredible. The shadows on the floor. Oh my God.
I know. I don't know how they made this movie.
Oh my God.
It seems like magic.
It is magic.
Because for 1948, are you kidding? How do they do this?
I don't know.
This is
You
all
couldn't
like
do this today.
in camera, like practical
Exactly.
analog stuff. There's
I know.
nothing.
I
This
know.
is so before digital technology that like it blows my
And it's
mind
like,
how they were
guys,
able to do this.
just watch this. Like, can we just go back to this?
I know,
Please?
seriously.
Please, I beg of you.
It looks like magic. And I think too, because the movie leading up to the Red Shoes performance already looks otherworldly and stunning and luxurious and just beautiful. Like you could drink in every color from every image. And then, so the Red Shoes has to even top the way that the movies looked before that, which is beautiful.
And boy, does it top.
And it does. And you're right. By going in a surreal fantasy sort
that
of
was
like.
the only way they could have done it.
Yeah.
And I love,
Because you're inside her head.
yes, I love the newspaper man.
Yes.
Because
the dancing
right
newspaper.
before is when they're on that balcony and she sees the newspaper and they're kind of talking about fame and she sees the newspaper and it's both of their pictures like announcing that they're going to do the Red Shoes.
Yeah.
And then the newspaper turns into a man who she dances with and it's oh my God.
I know.
But something else I really love about it is how the ballet is modern for the time. The costumes, the music is very Gershwin-y. Like it's like it is a new ballet, which is it works so well. Like it's not, it's not set in Renaissance times. While it is fantasy, when they're at that circus and stuff, that's all like contemporary costume,
Right.
which is so good.
Yeah. I mean, you would think someone like Lermontov would only be interested in sort of cutting edge, like pushing forward the medium. He wouldn't be stuck in some romanticized
You wouldn't
version
want to
of
do
the
Swan
past.
Lake a million times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. How about and that's what's so great is that it's pulling things from what they've said in their story and their character arcs, the newspaper, or when her and Julian are talking about, he's like, when I wrote this so that when you get lifted into the air, you're going to feel like a cloud or a bird or a flower. And so when she's lifted into the air, it just cuts to the matte paintings of birds, flowers, clouds.
Yes. I know.
It's so good.
I know.
It's so good. It's like,
movies like this are really what make me realize how poorly we're eating these days. Like
we're eating junk.
we're eating trash, fast food, McDonald's, dollar menu stuff.
Hey,
like,
I
this
like
is,
McDonald's.
This is just like, we don't get this now. I'm sorry, we don't get these movies. Name a movie from 2025 that comes anywhere near the Red Shoes or anywhere near The Apartment.
I don't wanna.
It's just we're not getting this level of.
But I don't want to be one of those old farts who's like, they don't make them like this anymore. I don't want to be
I think
that.
the bar is just so low these days. The bar is low. The bar is on the floor.
But it's just surprising to me because there's people like you and me. That's the majority. I feel like all my friends I would talk to who are in the industry, we all want this. So why isn't it happening?
Because
that's my question.
The studios don't want to make stuff like this because they think that people won't be interested, or they think that the laborious analog way of making something like this which is why it looks so beautiful, it's not worth the investment, the extra time, the extra money. So they'll just do the quick fix things. That's why we have so much just like sloppy effects and CG and color grading now, is because they just think that it's not worth the effort.
Well, we're here to tell you that it is. And then let's talk about after Vicky has jumped in front of the train and Boris comes out and he's like, ladies and gentlemen. And he's like yelling and he's telling them that they're going to do the show even though she's not in it.
And basically that she's dying or has died.
Yeah.
Like, because she will perform no more.
Perform tonight or any other night.
No.
It's so good.
It's so good. It was almost my favorite sight, but the spotlight on just nothing is heartbreaking.
It's crazy because she is the whole show. I mean, from what we've seen. So can you imagine? And it's smart because obviously we don't see the whole show again. Can you imagine if they did the whole thing from start to finish again with the spotlight?
And we had to watch it.
We had to watch it. That's what Chantal Akerman would do.
Yeah. And I was about to say, there's a case to be made.
I would do that.
Sure.
I would watch.
Yeah.
I would watch.
Especially because you know what's going to happen because you've seen it performed already.
But it gets the tails, right? It's the end and the last shot, and it's
yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
And who would think to do that? No one does that. No one does that. She can't perform. Okay, in her honor, we're going to do the whole thing without her, and we're going to use a spotlight.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
They should do that. I don't know if ballets do that. I don't know.
Yeah. I doubt it. You know what this reminded me of too?
Huh.
I feel like Baz Luhrmann loves this movie.
Absolutely.
There's so much of this in like Moulin Rouge and
Oh
stuff.
my God. I love Moulin Rouge.
But this romanticized version of the theater or the arts, the performing arts, where it is this sort of circus troupe family that's kind of holding it together, where there's all this passion going on and drama.
Very Moulin Rouge.
But also ends with very like
tragedy.
Tragedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
I love that. But think about Phantom, right? To me, I always see Phantom as an allegory of the same dilemma. The Phantom's not really a phantom. The Phantom is her passion for, opera.
yeah.
And she doesn't choose him.
Yeah.
And he's portrayed as this like psycho.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting where I almost feel like this is more feminist.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Is more feminist.
For sure.
More like, you know what, girl? Yeah, you do that. It might kill you just because of the world we live in, and it'll drive you crazy, and,
right.
It's bad for your mental health because, especially in this time, women were not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
But she does it anyway.
Well, I don't think she really makes a choice at the end of this movie until she tells Julian to take off the red shoes as she's dying. Because her choice was almost like she didn't know what to do. Boris and Julian are yelling at her, being like, it's me or him. And she's getting torn. And then Julian storms off.
Because he goes, I need to hear that you love me more.
She runs after him. I don't even think because she's choosing him. It's more just like she's distraught and maybe wants to explain herself, or like she can't make the decision. I feel like she's unable to make the decision.
Yeah. I don't know.
Until she tells him to take off the shoes.
I think she wants to, though.
She wants to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to rewatch the scene. And then, she tells him to take him off.
One other thing I want to mention, too, as a huge Kate Bush fan, do you know her album, The Red Shoes?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, in the early 90s, she had an album she's like so many creative people, very inspired by this movie.
I'm sure.
And then she released essentially like an hour-long concert film, but it was music videos from songs from that album, but they were all done sort of in the style of the movie and stuff.
That's cool.
So, I mean, many people from Scorsese, I don't think
he's
you can...
the one.
You
he's
can
the
never
number one fan.
see an interview with Scorsese where he's talking about like his influences where he doesn't mention the red shoes. But yeah, Kate Bush also, among many other people, are huge fans of this movie.
I mean,
for good reason. For good reason. But anyway, before we get into our sight and sound, just this quick word from our sponsors.
Testing season is right around the corner, and this is when confidence really matters. When kids take time to review key concepts and strengthen their skills before assessments, it can make all the difference. IXL helps reinforce what they're learning right now, so they walk into every test feeling prepared, capable, and confident. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning, whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. Designed for students from pre-K through 12th grade, IXL delivers personalized, interactive practice that adapts to your child's level and pace. It's an easy, effective way to support learning as the school year heads into its final stretch. Studies show kids who use IXL score higher on tests, proven in all 50 states. IXL is used in 96 of the top 100 school districts in the U.S. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And listeners can get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when they sign up today at IXLlearning.com/audio. Visit IXLlearning.com/audio to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
Jackie.
Yeah.
What is your favorite sight from the red shoes?
It's either when the newspaper starts dancing with her or when Julian is walking forward and in the middle of the shot, he changes into someone else, the dancer.
Oh,
steps
yeah.
in the spotlight. Or honestly, there's a moment right after the show. It's the next morning. It's the rehearsal room and the door opens and it's this long shot and she just walks in. Do you remember?
Yeah. Of course. And it's like it's kind of dark.
Yeah.
That moment is key because we've just been subjected to 17 minutes of the red shoes where there's no dialogue and you're kind of in this other dream state.
You lose yourself.
And so I think that scene is important to kind of slowly bring you back into reality.
Movie. And Ivan and Grisha are both there and they come and
they don't talk
hug
at
her.
first.
They don't talk, but they're all so happy and you can tell. I love that.
But I love that the movie gives you a moment to breathe after all that instead of some rapid transition.
Yeah. Where it's like, I feel like this happens a lot in movies about show business. It's like, it's a hit. Let's go. And it's like a montage of like, bloom, bloom, bloom. And it's like stamps and like, newspapers. Yeah, exactly.
This is the opposite.
That's my site.
Beautiful.
Well, there's several, but.
I mean, in this movie, how can you pick one? My favorite site is during the red shoes, and it's when the people she's dancing with turn to cellophane.
Yes.
And then she's like dancing on top of the cellophane, and then you see her dance down this hallway with cellophane shapes just kind of. That's my favorite.
I also wrote that down.
But it's like, what image from this movie isn't amazing?
I agree.
I think maybe we've said this before, but truly, I don't think there's a more beautiful looking movie ever made. I mean, I'm thinking of Umbrellas of Cherbourg. I'm thinking of Barry Lyndon. I'm thinking of Wizard of Oz or Gone with the Wind. Like any of these great Technicolor movies, like this is the most, in terms of beautiful, this is it. This is at the top. Maybe Tales of Hoffman, but I don't know. I still would lean towards this movie a little bit. I really cannot think of anything.
Yeah.
That tops this.
Yeah.
Favorite sound?
Mine is a Boris line, and it's when they're in the dressing room. It's the very climactic moment. And him and Julian, like you said, are screaming at her. And he says this.
Adolescent nonsense. All right, go then. Go with him. Be a faithful housewife.
Yeah, that's good.
I love it. I love him.
Yeah.
I love his intensity, and I love how he's always right.
Yeah. Well, that's funny because the three main characters in this, the three of them, are all such passionate, fired up people. And so it does feel like these like fireworks going off.
Yeah. Except she's not very... She's a soft-spoken, passionate type.
Yeah, she's a little more passive. She does give the vibe, right? Because you get the impression that Lermontov probably worked his way up from nothing. Mm-hmm. Maybe he was born to a wealthy family. Julian, you get, I think, coming from like a lower income family, like kind of a starving student thing, but this is what he has to do. And then Vicky is just like
the daughter of a countess.
Daughter of a countess, and just it's very much, I mean, this is still the way it works. Like, you know, they throw this party just so they can get Boris there so that she can show him her dance.
Mm-hmm. Which she doesn't even do.
No, they just end up talking.
About it. Yeah. Which is that's, like I said, one of the reasons I love him.
Yeah. Well, and so many people, like you hear stories about David Lynch, like didn't really do auditions. He would just like meet with people and talk to them.
Yeah.
And then cast them based off that.
Yeah.
Which I get. My favorite sound, I mean, there's so many in this movie, but it'd have to be the first exchange between Vicky and Boris when they first meet and they're like at that punch station or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Champagne cocktail. Which I've always wanted to try.
Oh, you've never had one?
No. What's in it? It's like champagne and vermouth. No, is it vermouth?
Oh, you know, I think we ran into this on a previous episode.
We did.
This sounds very familiar.
A champagne cocktail was an old drink, and you hear it come up in movies all the time. Champagne cocktail. And what it is a simple drink made by soaking a sugar cube with bitters, placing it in a flute, and topping it with champagne, garnished with a lemon twist.
Oh.
Like, okay. That's the classic. Like, that is the old-timey, you went to Musso and Frank's in the 40s and you ordered a champagne cocktail, that's what you would get.
Which is funny because now there's so many cocktails made with champagne. And yes. I assumed it was just, okay, that's right.
It's a sugar cube that's been soaked in, like...
And bitters.
Yeah.
Anyway. This is...
Sorry for that rant.
Here's the clip.
I have champagne cocktail, please.
Yes, sir.
Champagne cocktail, please.
Yes, madam.
You know, at parties, everybody's supposed to be very happy. But perhaps you dislike them as much as I do. Still, as far as go, I think it might have been worse.
Do you?
Very nearly was a great deal worse.
Oh?
Thank you. Where it appears to be treated to a little dancing exhibition. But now I understand we're to be spared that horror.
Mr. Lermontov, I am that horror.
It's a bit late for apologies, isn't it?
Yes, a little late, I think.
Yeah, it's just great. I mean, you've seen this kind of scene in a movie a million times, but it's just great. It's great. And the way that he's won over by her.
I know.
Because he's very annoyed and he's like, oh God. He probably gets this a lot. Like people being like, you should see this person.
He's like, when I accept an invite to a party, I don't expect to go to an audition.
Exactly. Okay, so Pauline Kael is the segment where we read Pauline Kael's review of the film. And this is what she had to say. The most imaginative and elaborate backstage musical ever filmed, and many have called it great. The film contains a 14-minute ballet, also called The Red Shoes, based on a Hans Christian Andersen story about a wicked shoemaker who sells an enchanted pair of slippers to a young girl. Delighted at first with the slippers, in which she dances joyously, she discovers that the slippers will not let her stop dancing, and the bewitched, exhausted girl dies. The film's story is, of course, the same story, spelled out in more complicated terms, with the shoemaker of the ballet replaced by the megalomaniac ballet impresario. Blubbery and self-conscious, but it affects some people passionately, and it's undeniably some kind of classic.
So, did she like it?
It's like in the middle. Sounds like she's kind of flaming it here. Blubbery and self-conscious. But it affects some people passionately. Acknowledging its effect on other people. I want to say that Pauline felt some of that passion, but that her head is like is stopping herself from getting fully involved in it.
Who the hell knows?
That's one of the more wild
I don't know.
Pauline reviews where we're like, this movie's a masterpiece. And Pauline's like, it's blubbery. Well, thanks, Pauline. Wish I could talk to her about that one, but
yeah.
Letterboxd?
Sure. 4.5 stars. Passion is like a spotlight that breeds desire and control. Everyone wants to be near it, to claim a piece of it. And eventually that attention and expectation becomes too much, and you can't wait to take it off.
Okay. Yeah.
That person knows.
They know.
That person is wise.
I have a 5-star. I like this one a lot. A ravishing, delicate, painterly, expressionistic, and immaculately sustained work of dreamy poetry and magical flourishes. The Red Shoes is simply one of the great films of all time. Stunning doesn't even begin to describe it. The central ballet sequence is simultaneously one of the scariest and most heartbreaking stretches of cinema ever crafted. To watch it is to have your soul carried as high as cinema can take you. Trust me, take the ride. Yep. Yes.
Yeah. 5 stars. Why great ballet movies are always scary. It's true.
Yeah.
It's actually really funny because when the Timothée Chalamet thing happened, which was just a few weeks ago, I forgot what some page posted, like, here's 10 opera and ballet horror movies to scare Timothée Chalamet. Obviously, this was on a Black Swan, Suspiria.
They didn't put Argento's opera?
They did.
Oh, okay.
They put Suspiria.
Okay.
I think they did put actually opera. So yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah.
0.5 star. The suicide attempt felt so forced. OMFG. And she doesn't even die? Come on. Movie ruined. Also, the film's length seems excessive for its content. Now listen.
Of course she dies.
She dies. But also, that last part. The movie is 2 hours and 14 minutes. And I think considering the scale of the story it's telling, that is a very generous length. Like, it is not too long. It could have even been longer. In fact, when I went to rewatch this last night, I was like, oh, isn't this like 2.5 hours? I was like, no, it's like 2:14.
I agree. 1 star. I tried. Yawn. Ballerina bores me.
Going off that, 0.5 star. I don't know. 99% of these classic movies are so outdated and boring.
Oh my God.
This is, if you're bored by The Archers and if you think The Archers feel outdated, there's a problem. Like their movies are so ahead of their time. They feel so modern. That's what we always say when we talk about them.
Yeah. Someone gave it 5 stars. This viewing, I was really struck by the queerness of Boris, Ivan, and Grisha, and how the men could be married to dance because they weren't allowed to be married to anyone else. Boris's cruelty is born from loneliness. The one person he thought shared his passion enough to choose the life he's forced to lead ends up wanting more. It's devastating. He's awful, but it's devastating. And then in parentheses, Julian has no excuse. Fuck Julian.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's true. I really like that. I agree.
But the Julian character is so, people like that. Of just like, I'm young, I'm precocious, this is the thing I want, I'm going to steamroll anyone to get there. And like, I don't care how I come off, and I'm going to take what I want.
Yeah, and then they fall in love.
They feel entitled to so much.
Yeah.
5 stars. This one really made me laugh. If you wanted to make something that looks this good today, they would take you out back and shoot you. It's just true.
That is really funny.
Oh boy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, I want to end this episode on a high note and not all doom and gloom about our current state of film. But yeah, most movies don't even look amazing these days. That's very true.
Here's the glimmer of hope. I don't think AI could make this movie.
Oh no.
Like, just the same way I don't think, like, AI will never be able to make this movie. AI will never be able to make...
AI will make something like Wicked that looks like Wicked, where it's like trying to be the Red Shoes, but it looks like the Cheesecake Factory version of the Red Shoes.
Or like, I remember someone had posted, I think it was around Christmas time, like the clip from It's a Wonderful Life where he's like, hello, Bedford Falls, when he's like running home, and they said AI could never make this. Like, there's just something about... I don't think it's doomed. Like, I don't think we're doomed.
I mean, not... AI is a whole other topic, but I do think that there's not a these, in terms of these old Hollywood sort of Technicolor, this is technically not a Hollywood movie, but these old Technicolor movies, these classic movies, there isn't really, the only time we do stuff like this is when we're trying to emulate it for like a La La Land or like a, it doesn't happen that often, and when it happens it's kind of like pastiche.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. And yeah, well, I don't think we will be reviving Technicolor as a format. We can still make, colorful shot on film stuff.
I guess there's Almodovar. Like, he values color, but a lot of people don't. And I think what people consider great looking movies now is like Emmanuel Lubezki and stuff, who's great. I love him. But his movies are the opposite of this, right? Where it's...
Yeah.
This is like luxurious. This is opulent.
This is candy.
Okay,
The Love Witch.
Yeah, but that's, again, kind of pastiche.
It is pastiche, but how does she shoot that?
I don't know. But yeah, no, I like that movie. It looks good. But
it is pastiche, though. Absolutely.
Because I think we got to a point where artifice was bad for movies because we're so, maybe just post 9/11. Post 9/11, everything had to look gray and serious and real. And I think we never fully got away from that, because even our superhero movies look gray and drab and realistic. And so it's like, I don't know why we're so allergic to color and artifice, but someone needs to bring it back in a big way.
And yet, like, Disneyland is thriving. Like, that's what I'm confused about.
Mm-hmm.
And people love that.
Yeah. It's allowed to exist in animation,
I guess. I don't know. Happy,
the Red Shoes. This movie exists for all time. As a footnote, the 4K of this, oh my God.
Oh, really?
Because I got the 4K when it came out, which was one of the first Criterion 4Ks, like 2021 or something. And it just sat on my shelf. And then last night I pulled it out and watched it. And oh my God.
I want to see side by side the difference.
It looks incredible. It looks so good. It looks like a dream, candy dream time.
If I go on DVD Beaver, will it show me the difference?
Yeah.
Between 4K and Blu-ray?
Yes, but here's the thing. They should have that comparison, but your computer screen is most likely not HDR, so you will not get the bump, because this has Dolby Vision on the Criterion disc that you will not be seeing on your computer. So it's kind of one of those instances where like you need to see it on a Dolby Vision screen with a Dolby Vision enabled player and all that stuff. But yeah, this looked so good. Yeah, if you're like a home theater person and you're in the 4K game, I mean, this is like a essential disc, I would say. It's like I've watched the last couple, like The Apartment we did last week. I watched that on 4K and it looks great.
You have the 4K?
For The Apartment, yeah. But like The Red Shoes, forget about it. Anyway, that is enough of us gushing over this beautiful, luxurious, timeless classic that, again, I feel like we've said this a lot recently, but stands up there with the best of the movies we've ever covered on this show, I think.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for this week. I can't wait till we do another Powell and Pressburger because, God,
it'll be a while, I think.
I feel like I could do a show just completely dedicated to Powell and Pressburger.
You should do a podcast just about Powell and Pressburger.
And Ken Russell.
Greg's video closet. It's just like it's just movies you love.
Next week we're doing, this is a newer film, Best Picture winner Moonlight, Barry Jenkins' Moonlight.
Wow.
So that is next on the Sight and Sound list. So come back and join us for that.
How exciting.
Until then, I'm Greg.
I'm Jackie.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Seen and Heard is an official podcast of the Arroyo Film Club. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to drop us a line, you can find us on email at hello@seenandheardpod.com or on Instagram at seenandheardpod.
Testing season is right around the corner, and this is when confidence really matters. When kids take time to review key concepts and strengthen their skills before assessments, it can make all the difference. IXL helps reinforce what they're learning right now, so they walk into every test feeling prepared, capable, and confident. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning. Whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. Designed for students from pre-K through 12th grade, IXL delivers personalized, interactive practice that adapts to your child's level and pace. It's an easy, effective way to support learning as the school year heads into its final stretch. Studies show kids who use IXL score higher on tests, proven in all 50 states. IXL is used in 96 of the top 100 school districts in the U.S. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And listeners can get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when they sign up today at IXLlearning.com/audio. Visit IXLlearning.com/audio to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.